Cancer, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As I mentioned before, I'm in the process of relocating from Illinois to Texas. So I wanted to continue with the readings, even though I'm here in Texas, but my furniture is not. It is what it is. I don't know when it's coming. I'll deal. But here we are sitting on the floor, and we will get your reading done because I wanted to make sure that I continue to show up for you guys. Because you guys are showing up for me on the regular, the people who come back every week. I really appreciate that. The people who stumble on the channel and watch it anyway, I appreciate you guys too. With that being said, you are hoping to ease your anxiety by placing up some necessary boundaries. Notice I didn't say walls. Notice I didn't say that you're being defensive. What I'm saying is that in the past, you had some boundaries that weren't put into place, and you're putting those boundaries into place right now, and it's making you feel much better. You're hoping to continue in that direction. You're hoping to maintain these boundaries and hoping that you'll have less and less anxiety, sleepless nights, things like that, because you're maintaining these boundaries that you're putting into play. But you fear that the healing process, so whatever you're going through right now, okay, whatever boundaries you're setting with people are so you can heal something, so you can fix something for yourself. But whatever these boundaries are, you fear that the better you feel, the more you fix these pains and these discomforts of the past that you've been going through, the more it's going to drain you of your resources. Okay? So taking this time out, putting up these boundaries with your friends, with your family member, with your job, with whatever, okay? And taking the time out that you need, you know that it is going to drain your resources. It's going to take a tax on your health, be it mental or physical. It's going to take a tax on your finances. It's going to take a lot of time. Your time management is going to have to adjust. You won't have time for the people you once had time for because you're going to be spending more and more time on yourself, Cancer. And how you leverage your network. The time that you spend on yourself and the changes that you make as a person will change the relationships you have. It doesn't mean that you have to get rid of your relationships. It doesn't mean that you have to cut people off, but don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it changes your relationships with people. If things are somehow different than they were before. Ultimately, you didn't get what you wanted out of a particular situation. You spent a lot of time on something, and when it came time to reap that harvest, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't making sense. So now what you want to do is you want to accept things for as they are and find some sort of emotional fulfillment and satisfaction before you go on to the next endeavor, because you don't want to feel like you wasted all of your time and energy. You actually want to look back and see if you can get something out of it. See if you can find some emotional stability to feel like you spent time and energy on the wrong thing, but you did so in order to learn lessons. You don't want it to be a waste. Ultimately, you're going through a transition and you're putting it on hold. Okay, you recognize a lot needs to change. A lot of decisions need to be had, and there are things that you really need to reflect upon. But for right now, you're putting even that on hold because ultimately you need the inspiration, you need the motivation in order to create something new for yourself and by yourself. Cancer, this is a lonely journey. This is you stepping away from friends and family. This is you stepping away from vocation. This is you stepping away from a lot of people who want to support you, but you're recognizing that all the support that they have to give isn't helping because this is something you need to do for yourself. Oh, see? Ace of Wands. You're looking for new growth rooted in passion. And you recognize you have to make the decisions to get there, because you've been listening to a lot of people for a very long time because you just didn't know and you just weren't sure. So you fit in. You did what everybody else was doing. But now, if you want to find the motivation to create something brand new for yourself and by yourself, in order to have this new growth based on a passionate endeavor, you have to make some very tough calls. Cancer, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you guys next week.